And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello, everyone, and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing this fine Monday? And apparently somebody is asking about whether or not burgers are sandwiches, and of course they fucking are. That's why the
No,
Americanas.
I was asking you.
You were asking me specifically, but anybody who
I
thinks
guess
it's not is just
Connie was
objectively
asking.
wrong.
Connie was asking if a burger is technically a sandwich, and it is.
There's no technically about it. There's just facts, straight up and factual. Mystic then asked me something about them not being the same as a toasty, like a toasted sandwich. They're both sandwiches. It's
Yeah,
got.
but they're not the same because
No, of course they're not the same.
toasties have hot bread.
I mean, yeah, okay, but you can cook your burger buns, and a lot of people prefer them slightly toasted.
I'm not a fan.
I prefer. Well, you've had them and liked them,
They're okay.
but this was slightly toasted on one that is supposed to be toasted, so it makes it nicer and more correct.
I much prefer soft bread, though.
Sick food, cold take. Yes, it's an incredibly cold take. We're sitting here talking
it's a cold
facts.
burger.
The harder one, but it still is whether a hot dog is a sandwich, and I would contend that it absolutely is.
I would say that a hot dog is a sandwich.
Because a folded sandwich is a sandwich. If you only have one piece of bread and you fold it round like a piece of cheese or some ham.
A folded pizza is still pizza, even if you give it a different name.
When does a sandwich become a calzone? I never got the calzone thing. Like, I don't see how it's more pleasant to have, like, the crust is generally not the best bit of a pizza. The topping is the best bit.
What is a toast sandwich? It is a piece of toasted bread within two soft pieces of bread.
Yeah, that would be a toast sandwich. And there are certain ways where that could be not completely stupid, like if you made it with like eggy bread or whatever. How you might, I don't even know what eggy bread is. I just know that it was something that I grew up with as a staple food. But I don't know how to make it. I don't know what it. I think you just crack an egg over some bread and you like let it soak, and then you cook it, and then that's eggy bread.
Okay.
But yeah, that was something that I grew up with. That and macaroni and cheese was just constant. And it was like homemade and it was really nice, but
I was
yeah.
Pasta shapes in a tin.
God.
We had a lot of those.
As an adult,
I hated them so much.
There were so many, like there was tinned meatballs, Campbell's tinned meatballs.
Oh god, disgusting.
I used to love them
No,
as a kid.
Gross. Yeah,
they are fucking gross.
I can't remember what they're called now, but there's these like little pastry pies, and they're in a tin.
So French toast isn't necessarily eggy bread, because you can make French toast by just
it's just butter, isn't it?
Or oil. It's just frying a piece of bread. You can do it with egg, but you can do it without egg. So eggy bread is like its own thing. Finders are what, like Finders crispy pancakes. Those are disgusting.
No, the that I was saying about the like little pies that you can get.
Oh,
in a tin.
It doesn't have a sides of the pie. It's just a pie topping.
They're just like heartburn central.
Oh yeah, but that topping is
they're horrible. I hated them.
I like the top crust thing. That was really nice.
Yeah, exactly. Tinned meat is nasty. It's absolutely disgusting.
I have to say, one of the most gross tinned meats I've ever had was tinned burger.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Yeah, but I can't imagine it has anything on tinned whole chicken / tinned whole turkey / tinned whole any fucking. I mean, I kind of. As horrific and horrifying and sort of
what the fuck is spud
Cthulhu?
It is a pudding.
not Cthulhu-esque. I'm trying to think what the mythos. But you could see like in one of those stories a tinned cow.
Nothing beats MREs.
You what?
Nothing beats MREs.
Oh, right, yeah. British people talk about the most disgusting food you've ever seen
It's all
while
wartime food.
reminiscing on the joys of childhood. These were not good foods at
No,
childhood.
they're gross.
And tinned foods exist everywhere.
Yeah.
If you think, like, everybody's eaten tinned foods, and they're all gross.
The only thing I can tolerate from a tin is like
The good memories I have are
fruit,
of the good food,
fruit
mate.
and vegetables. I guess I can tolerate.
Mm.
Like sweet corn's fine.
I thought frying bread was just the old way of making toast because I saw it in a 90s movie and thought toasters weren't invented until the year 2000. That's fucking brilliant. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, yeah. I believe that they used to toast bread. They had like a thing that would close round it, and it would be sort of the opposite of how a toaster works now, that you enclose it in this device which you then put in heat. But yeah.
Oh yeah, beans. I like beans.
I've just realised that I've been reading the chat off of the little tiny fucking side thing.
Good
and I'm
job.
like, God, this is really uncomfortable to
How
read.
long you been streaming?
Like 7 minutes? What?
Not today.
I don't need to look up. I'm not going to put that into calculator. That's not going to help me. There we go. Right, big chat. Big chat. There we go. That's more like it. Ever heard of toad in the hole? Take bread, make a hole, crack an egg into the hole while it's on a pan. That is not toad in the hole.
No.
That is not what toad in the hole is. Toad in the hole is using what do they call it?
Sausages in Yorkshire pudding.
I don't know, but there's a name for the pastry that Yorkshire pudding is. I can't remember what it is.
Yorkshire pudding.
But it's basically a Yorkshire pudding, if you know what that is, with sausages like laid into it. Oh, it's really nice. Eggy in the basket is what you're talking about. It's a name that I know of it.
Corned beef is the devil's food.
Oh God, fuck corned beef.
It's like on par with spam.
Or fucking tripe. War foods. They're very, very good. Mm. Yeah, toad in the hole is sausage. And it's not in bread. Yeah, that's just a sausage sandwich. How much exquisite whiskey haseth been delighted in thus far, kind sir and dame? Well, she hasn't had any, and I've had some. Especially if you want to make it a full English breakfast. Beans and tuna are the only acceptable foods in cans. Would you have tuna with a full English breakfast? That's a new one on me. I eat tins of beets, as it is one of my favourite snacks. I eat tins of peaches because I was brainwashed by a song from the 90s. Was it from the 90s or was it from the 2000s? I can never tell the difference between those now.
I think it's from the early 2000s.
It's very hard to tell. But yeah, I love peaches in a can. Oh my God, it's like one of my favourite things. I've had worse dribbling down my oh my God, thank you. I ate canned meats when I was homeless. I mean, they are a cheap source of protein and a cheap source of calories. I found one of the cheapest source if you want to just get like, it's not the cheapest, but if you want a hot meal at a restaurant, but for some fucking reason you need thousands of goddamn calories for not a huge amount of money. There's a chain of pub restaurants called Witherspoons in England, and they do chicken wings, and you can get they do small plates, they call them, which are 3 for £15, and if you just get the all chicken wings for £15, you get 30 chicken wings at in excess of 1,000 calories per plate, which I could smash out in a sitting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fat bastard. But
you know how we keep getting like Americanized franchise food places over here.
Oh yeah,
I saw a Wingstop.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, walked past it. And I went,
and you thought,
I was like, why is that here?
I worked 8 hours.
Then I walked past it and it smelled so good, and I was just like, oh, that's why it's here.
I worked 8 hours. All I want is Wingstop. I've had nothing. Um, it's funny. It's funny that you bring that up because I was just checking through things and I checked on the stream that I did with Vice Rhino and Sarah Skeptic, and we talked about Wingstop.
Is Taco Bell in England? I think there is
There's
one.
got to be
I
one or
think there's
two.
one like in
London,
in
probably.
London, probably. Yeah,
Mm.
they're not.
Maybe in
They're
like
not
Leeds.
common where we are though.
No, like I've seen one Popeyes chicken, and that we ordered that because it was close enough, and it was very disappointing. It didn't taste of anything. The texture was awesome, but the taste was not there. Uh, but aren't wings mostly bone? Depends on the wings. Good chicken wings should be thick, should be chunky. Cheap, shitty chicken
thick
wings
with
aren't.
3 C's.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would not order anything on a bone. Oh God, no.
The moon is God's gallbladder stone. Jesus Christ.
Oh no, poor God.
Pleasant. I mean, he's infinitely sized. One moon shouldn't bother that.
Does that mean that we're inside God's gallbladder then?
Probably. I think a vampire drove his car into the only Taco Bell in England. That was a Dairy Queen. And then, and that, that's a really great reference because in the show, they then realised that there were no Dairy Queens in England. So they had to retroactively say, oh yeah, he crashed it into England's first Dairy Queen. For those wondering, the reference there is Van Helsing abridged, and that is really good. Parts of it a bit dated, but generally fucking solid and very funny. Best food-related memory. I once peeled a lemon, called it an albino orange when offering it to a classmate. He ate it and I got punched. Totally worth it. Albino orange is an interesting fuck. If someone offered me some albino orange, I'd be like, yeah, I'm good, thanks. I don't trust any food from someone that hasn't fed me before that has like a random fucking extra word attached to it. What is Dairy Queen? I'm assuming it's some kind of dairy-based restaurant, probably for ice cream.
It's cow merchandise.
All they sell is cheese. When I am in space, do I need to connect to the outer net? No, you'd have to connect to the extranet, I imagine. I don't want to be in God's gallbladder. I want to be in a cute goddess's gallbladder. That's fucking gross. You're a bit dated and we like you, sir. My theory for the moon is the white ball in the cosmic game of Paul. That is a fucking slow going game, but we just wait and then suddenly out of nowhere at multiple...
The moon gets bigger and bigger in the sky and then we fall into a black hole.
I would have thought we were being shot at the sun. As we should be. Ice cream and fast food. I mean, ice cream is technically a fast food because it's already made, so it's not exactly hard to serve. I used to eat raw lemons all the time. My stomach ulcers were entirely unrelated, probably. Mrs. Sick can eat raw lemon.
Limes.
Raw lemons.
It's limes. I love limes. It's so acidic though, and it
What
probably
is
rot
most
my
fruit,
teeth,
if not
but they
raw?
are so tasty.
When life gives you lemons, call them a special brand of rare orange and sell them twice at the market. Fair. And this is why Mrs. Sick has mods to keep all the weirdos like that away. I mean, we should do something about this corny guy. He needs to be to shut up. Wish I didn't have to go to work tomorrow so I could stay up and listen. Now I just has apparently they had a stroke at the end of that sentence. That's terrible. I have to listen to this while I fall asleep. I apologize if I keep you awake, but don't blame me if I'm just that entertaining constantly. I just got a Christian ad about the P word. Ha ha ha. I'm not 100% sure what you mean about. There are a few words that I can imagine are the P word.
Piebald.
The Bible. Pi is exactly 3.
Is pod, piebald, and peebus.
Jesus Christ. Dairy Queen just kind of throws stuff at the wall with food, sort of like Sonic. What has Sonic the Hedgehog got to do with anything? I know it's a fucking food franchise. Calm down. That was a joke. I just tried to pour a shot of gin in my milk. Made the mistake of not using a shot glass and tried to eyeball it. And now I think I've just poured 7 shots into my milk. I mean, first off, you shouldn't put it in your eyeball. That'll really sting. Second off, wouldn't that... I know that not all alcohols make milk curdle, but for the most part, I just wouldn't try any. Like, Bailey's is about the only one that I would comfortably pour into milk. But
vodka and Kahlua.
I understand that those technically work.
Vodka and Kahlua and milk.
It's funny. Sonic is actually known for its chili dogs. That is funny to like 4 of us in this chat, and the rest will be like, "What the fuck? What has Sonic got to do with chili dogs?"
Bailey's on your cornflakes. Oh, that's a hell of a morning.
We've had this discussion before. I've said that you should put Bailey's on your breakfast, and you're like, actually." I have a slice of lemon on my fish. Lemon is supposed to go well with fish.
It does. It also just goes really well on its own too.
On a completely unrelated note, lemons keep coming up. So the kids are going to be doing food tech at school soon. And so it's just like a pasta dish, and then they get to choose all the ingredients that they put in. They need a sauce. They need a protein. They need a vegetable. So we were going through all the things, and I was like, well, I recommend tomato sauce because it's like fucking easier. And then one of my kids said, no. Well, I want pepperoni and cheese, and it doesn't have to be like a pasta sauce. It can be anything. It just has to add moisture. So I'm going to use lemon. And I was just like, lemon, cheese, and pepperoni. Now, I could be wrong, but that's probably going to be fucking disgusting. Just off the top of my head. So I convinced her to take a small...
They're your kids.
I wouldn't fucking do that. And if they were my kids, they are my kids. But, you know, if it was something that made it seem like, oh, they're definitely your kids, I would think it was fucking whiskey. Not that they're allowed whiskey, but they could have at least asked. Check if there's SnowRunner for PS5. It's the only non-Pokemon game I could What the fuck are you talking about? That's very confusing. Bailey's hot chocolate. Bailey's in a lot of things is really good. Bailey's in just milkshake, like a cold milkshake, is really nice. Especially some of the fancier milkshakes. It really brings the whole thing together.
Really brings a milkshake together.
Well, basically. When is the big holiday? It is fucking coming up fast. It's
in August.
We organized it a year before we're going, and we are less than what is it? Are we at less than a quarter of a year now, or are we getting to close to that?
Do you want exact times?
I want a guesstimation.
Okay.
Less than an amount of time.
It is less than 15 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, and that makes me very anxious because my brain hates me. I do have to organize a bunch of things. Thankfully, I recently discovered that I don't have to organize one thing, and that was a big thing, and it was a bit of a big deal, and that's just disappeared. So that's fucking great. But I am going to have to talk to some people and basically ask for some assistance so I don't have to work myself to death in order to have content to put out over my holiday time. So I'm going to put out some feelers and ask people if they would ask some specific people I have in mind if they would like to do some free work for me, basically. But it's collaborative, and I will, of course, guest videos. That's what they call them. Yeah. So in 15 weeks there won't be a TSTP or Mrs. Six Streams. I'm going to go hollow.
Within 15 weeks, not at 15 weeks.
It is in some time within that time period.
You're gonna
So you
go
don't even know
hollow.
when.
Oh no. Sorry, Connie.
We don't even tell you, and you just turn up and sit there for hours waiting for it to happen. That would be very sad.
Please
I'd
don't.
feel quite bad.
Please don't go hollow. Look after yourself.
At Sir Sick, your future self is talking crap about you. Well, fuck that guy. He's had it in for me ever since he started getting fat. Bailey's really tied the room together. It always does. And it starts making it spin as well. I'll do work for you. In fact, I'll pay you.
No, no TC from holiday. The problem is we don't know what the internet is going to be like. And also, we kind of want to have a holiday without...
So bear in mind...
We've just been us two.
I have worked non-stop on this channel for the last 5 years. There hasn't been a week where I haven't uploaded 2 videos a week. I have skipped a few streams because I was just too sick to do anything. Yes, I know, very funny, so sick is sick. So the holiday, I'm going to make it so that I can't work. I'm only going to bring one thing, which is I have a MacBook. Yes, I know, MacBooks aren't real PCs. That's the point. It's a nice PC it's a nice laptop computer, nice portable computer that can do Photoshop work. And then I can, if I have to fix something on the channel, I have the capacity to do that, at least without having to find like an internet cafe. So yeah. So there will be no TSTP from the holiday.
We'll get bored. We won't get bored.
No, the whole point is to get bored, to be honest. To have nothing to do except just exist whilst we get basically all of our food has already been paid for and all of our drinks have already been paid for. Although we do plan on basically mooching about and wandering.
I will be extremely happy because there's a beach.
Yeah. There's a beach.
I will happily exist on a beach for a very, very long time.
We've got a couple of beach days planned, and then everything. We haven't specifically beached. We don't know which days, but we know a couple of days of the holiday we're just gonna hang out on the beach.
When you mean
basically
couple,
all day.
It'd be a lot more than a couple of days.
At least a couple. Boring is underrated. I like boring. It's the concept of having to do nothing. Like, as much as, we've got the weekend off, great, but you still generally have to cook, or you still have to do some bullshit with family members or something.
Oh,
the
chores.
Whole point, something comes up and you have to do something, and the whole point is just not having to do anything for 2 weeks. New sicklings 9 months after holiday. Fuck no.
No.
I'm very careful about that. Let Kent Hovind do a show for you. I could use a laugh.
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
god.
I'll pass on that, I'll be honest. I mean, it would be hilarious to get him to do an actual science video, but just about something that he disagrees with, and then he can actually use real science instead of pretending to understand evolution.
Spay or new to your 6.
Don't forget to spay or new to your 6. Yeah, we've got 2 kids. I do not need more. They were a lot of work, and I am a lot less capable of that kind of work now. Boredom is the lesser-most form of suffering. I don't think we're going to be bored, but it would be nice if by the end of it we're a little bit sick of being there.
Any beach
That's
is
kind
a
of the hope.
nudist beach if it's windy
enough. I've never got the hang of beaches. Sit in the sun on sand and then you burn. Not fun for me. Well, you don't have to sit directly in the sun. You can get like a parasol, which for those, if you're stupid, that's just a big beach umbrella. And that's kind of our plan. Like, Mrs. Sick will sit on the beach, and I will probably,
and I don't burn.
as a fat piece of shit as I am, run out into the water with a boogie board and go wee, because I can at least swim.
I have to
and she'll watch
me. I think
me
I'd have to be careful to
and
make
worry
sure that I
I'll
don't
die.
tan too much, because you know the whole cancer risk and that.
Corny, stop referencing the fucking Star Wars prequel trilogy. Hoven has spent so much time dishonestly debating. He doesn't make straw men, he makes wicker men. True. The missus has a Fibonacci uterus. Next time it's triplets. Fuck. No.
No, I'd probably get it removed by that then.
Yeah. Whale on the beach? Oh, me, thank you. Fuck you.
Benji, I'm going to give you a high five over the internet.
Doesn't condensation get in the helmet? I'll wear my summer helmet, dumbass. Come on.
It looks like a beekeeper's.
I was calling my parents the other day and my dad was laughing unironically at Kent Hovind's jokes. I was embarrassed for him.
Oh.
That is really embarrassing. Your dad, tell him from me that I think he's cringe.
How do you fit a snorkel in the helmet?
It comes with one. It's in the metal. It looks like a mug. Turn it upside down, it is one. Great for drinking while on holiday. Fat means extra costs in sunscreen. As an incredibly pale British man, I tan amazingly well. I just have to put it on my nose and the top of my ears. And then for the most part, as long as I'm not stupid, I won't burn too badly. Or at all, really.
I've only ever had sunburn once.
Come back as a bronze god.
Yeah. I had it once, and it was a tiny spot on my boob.
I've had it on my nose, and I've had it on the tops of my ears, which is why I know where to put the shit. I'm currently watching some crappy original Sky film. One character is in the jungle and is so stupid they felt the need to ask why a monkey they are looking for doesn't have a smartphone. Oh my god. Yeah. I was hoping that it was going to be George of the Jungle, because that was actually, like, not a good film, but it has its moments. I'm olive skinned. I turn really dark, I would imagine.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I got a wonderful colour.
I just bronze got it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar, to be honest.
Sick has one of those old diving helmets.
Golden and delicious.
That would be pretty good.
That's a good way of putting it.
Nose, ears, I can't see them on your helmet. Well, funnily enough, I might even take it off. I might not wear any armor at all. Go figure.
The sunburn I had was after a power washing patio. The spray kept me cool, but I got heartburn. Ooh.
So you didn't realize how hot you were. And so that's really dangerous. But yeah, I'm going to spend much of the holiday in shade. To be honest, I think most of the time we're going to spend out will probably just be at night. Like the time difference is basically the same as where we are for where we're going, which I was really baffled by. No armor, going to beef jerky and crystal halberd this. Yeah, basically.
My older brother is so ginger, he gets sunburn even with sun cream. That sounds like my sister and
is
my
he
mum.
so ginger that he gets sunburned by his phone?
My mum says she's not ginger though, but she burns really easily. To be honest, like she spends time like 10 minutes outside and she's already bright red and like peeling. Yeah, she gets sunburn really bad.
One of the Dapper Dinosaur live stream drink triggers is joke that didn't land. Another is casual racism. We drink a lot, especially for Kent Hovind streams. I can fucking imagine. Sir Six swims in a cod piece. No, I'm gonna have big shorts. I would consider there is something intrinsically very, very funny to me about Union Jack like underpants and or just shorts, like swim shorts. I find them very funny, but I also don't want to come off as one of those guys, as in a giant piece of shit. So I'm
Yeah,
probably
me
just going to
either.
wear
I
something.
think with you, you like the idea of things, but then you also go, nah, no, I'd never do that.
It's about how much shit I'm willing to put up with, and I'm willing to put up with very little shit. Um, have fun on your holiday to Uzbekistan. Fuck you, Plow King. That's ridiculous. Mr. and Mrs. Sick are so pale they become the new local ghost stories. I mean, she likes to make fun of me for how pale I am, and then we compare to each other, and she's
yeah,
pretty fucking close.
you reflect sunlight, and also the fact that I've spent like pretty much like 2 years just
I'm not
being
pale. I'm
inside.
shiny. Mm.
I love the fact that I was sat on the couch and you had your ankle and that was hitting the sunlight, and I was like, Jesus, what's that? And I saw
I
it was your
can't see.
leg.
I'm blind. uh, I can imagine Sick going to the beach with one of those really old metal diving suits. Someone already beat you to that one. The helmet, the diving bell helmet. And honestly, there's a little bit of me that'd like to try that, but no. The armor does reflect sunlight. Yeah, I'm just armored. I'm not pale. I'm armored. It's the color of iron. Um, he's wearing a Union Jack speedo. Patriotic. I don't know, but it is funny. I don't like. I think any like flag based underwear. In fact, I think any flag based clothing is inherently funny because it's ridiculous. I don't think anybody looks like they love their country. I think it makes them look fucking stupid.
Just spot the tourist.
Especially if you're doing it as a tourist.
Yeah.
Like, if I went to another country and wore their flag, there's something kind of cool about that. But to go to another country and wear your flag is such a just a
You're a vampire, pretty much.
it's a move. It's a vibe. We'll call it that. I'm American. We all do that. You get your full set of American flag underwear on at birth. Comes in the mail.
A Brit's allergic to sunlight. No.
Brits are stupid when it comes to sunlight. As soon as it comes out, there's like 20 fucking ugly, balding men all with their tops off just come out of fucking nowhere. It's really gross. I really hate it. The kids do it too. And I don't want to see any. Put a fucking top on. Like, you don't feel better. You'll be cooler if you wear a white fucking t shirt than you will if you have your top off. You just look awful. Top equals shirt. Yeah, the top part of your clothing. If you've got your top off, it means you're topless, which I'm sure is universal. Come on. Kid Rock and Ted Nugent apparel. Yeah, basically. Britain gets 2 hours of sunlight a year, but they make the best of it. Brit blokes with under tit tan lines. Yeah, and it's gross. Although the grossest thing I ever saw was a guy who had a very, very pot belly, but he was wearing a shirt, but for some reason it was opened about his midriff, and then just opened over the belly, and I was like, dude, is that intentional? Is the shirt just not big enough for you, or did you need to expose it to the world, and that's like a cape for your belly? I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. No judgment, but it looked awful. But yes, this stream has made my day better. So far, my day has been terrible. I broke my bath. Why did you do that? The plug doesn't unplug somehow. So now I just got a permanent water in the bath. So is it one of those plugs that, like, you have to push something down and it pushes out of the thing? Because I would recommend just don't have one of those and get a rubber plug. Because you can't if you lose it, you just buy another one, and it will always drain. Unless you have one of those ones that has gets backed up and
Here's some
smells.
belly curtains.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yeah, basically. Belly curtains. That is a really good way to put it. What do you think of the atheist YouTuber Mindshift? Well, my opinion on that guy is that I have no fucking idea who it is. Bear in mind, it's very unusual that I know who anyone is because I'm terrible. And even if I know who they are, I'm really bad at watching their videos. Even of the guys that I've talked to, I've usually watched at most 2 of their videos. I feel very guilty of it, but it is what it is. Usually I only end up watching videos I watch the videos that everybody watches in the thing. But my personal taste in videos is mostly fucking tech videos. Give me. Oh, I wasn't supposed to cough straight into the mic. I apologize for that. I was asked a question today. What is your ethical persuasion? What do you describe yourself, and do you follow God?
What?
Okay, and how did you answer?
What's that got to do with ethics?
Well, some people think following a God is what gives you ethics.
No.
The moral question has become almost the default. Here's my proof that God I'm real, because there's morals and shit. It's yeah, subjective morality can exist and still be a real thing, you fuckwit. It drives me kind of crazy. Why are you bad at watching videos? Are you like me, who watches a couple of minutes and then skips and moves on to other more cerebral stuff? I wouldn't say I do more cerebral stuff. I just do more stuff. I have this really, really fucking bad habit of I'll see a video, go, oh, I really want to watch that. And I'll start watching it. And then I have this screen to my right as I sit at my desk. And I just keep adding videos to it. I put a window in it and keep adding videos to the tab.
Yeah,
and I might finish 3.
He ends up with 15 tabs sometimes.
I might end up with a few, but I'll watch some of them. And then
I've literally watched you do it. You'd be watching a video, stop, click on a link on something from the side that related things on YouTube. Click on that and start watching that, and then you'll stop and go back to another one, and then click on a completely different one. And I'm like, oh my god, just watch the video.
I am allowed to watch videos however I want on my own computer. Thank you very much. It is not your choice. You have to
leave him in his 20 tabs alone.
Yeah.
They're
mine.
You do this really weird thing that I don't understand as well. He's already on YouTube, and I say, oh, have you seen this thing? And he'll open up another tab to open up YouTube when he's already on YouTube.
Or I'll close YouTube.
He'll close YouTube to open up YouTube again as well.
I'm opening a fresh YouTube so I can start.
I don't get it.
So
You're
it
already
can be
on it.
clean, and I don't have to worry about what I was looking at before.
I find it really weird.
You have to twist a knob next to the tap to unplug the plug. No matter how much I twist, it doesn't move. The pressure of the water has pushed it too far, and it don't work no more. Well, then you're fucked, mate.
Need a plumber.
Yeah. I mean, of all the things, is a bad sucky day, but try and count yourself lucky that you haven't had a genuinely shit day. Having something in your house break is a pain in the ass. But as long as you're okay, that's shit, but I still got my feet, or whatever. How can one have objective morals when the one that set the morals isn't held to the same standard that isn't objective? Well, the whole thing about God providing objective moralities forgets the fact that God is an agent, and therefore any morals that he creates are in fact subjective. They have to be. That's how that works. It could be a failure of language, but yeah. I mean, a lot of the religious will say very, very stupid things like you couldn't have language without a God. And yeah, yes, you could. Communication is not exclusive. There's a lot of things that really dumb apologists like to try and lay claim to. Morality being one of them, which drives me absolutely crazy. As if morals just didn't fucking exist before Jesus. Had to re-listen the shirtless man part. I genuinely don't get your problem with seeing people's body. As a former barefoot activist, I believe the freedom to do so should beat the freedom to not see. The problem is, these guys are usually disgusting, and I don't want to see it. And they need to calm the fuck down.
I'm the opposite. I think everybody should be naked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm allowed to not like it, and I'm allowed to express my not liking of it. So,
like, if it was
from a freedom perspective, I'm not going to stop them. I haven't murdered any of these people, like, because they had their shirt off.
Like, clothes are uncomfortable. They're never exactly perfect. If I could just be naked all the time, I would be.
Personally, I think most humans are gross, and they should just stay in their houses, so I don't have to see them at all.
Cover up your shame. Cover up my shame.
I do the same thing sometimes. A video will make me think about something in another video can answer. I'm not doing that. I'm just literally seeing, because when you go to your YouTube homepage and you'll see a bunch of things, and one of the things I've learned is that if you see any videos that you might be even remotely interested in, you need to open them all in tabs, because otherwise it could memory hold those things forever. And I really hate that. Like, I really hate it when you open an app and you see, like, Twitix is really bad for this. I'll see a post and I'll be like, oh, that looks like something I would be interested in reading, and then it will refresh the page. And I'm like, you motherfucker. It actually drives me genuinely crazy. Why is fat people falling over funnier than thin people? Because it happens in slow motion. It's all physics.
I don't find it funny. I find when people fall over, I get like massive empathy.
When people fall over, I always find it funny, but then I help them. But old people falling over is way funnier. They don't fall faster; they fall in slow motion. It might happen fast in real time, but they fall over in slow motion. That's just a fact. Don't argue with me. I know my slow motion physics. Even in the supposedly inerrant book of the all-knowing, all-powerful creator, God is not the good guy. Might makes right. The Hebrews worshipped him under threat of death. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be a large part of the case. I also find it funny that the Bible makes God sound like an asshole. Like, just constantly. They're like, oh, he's so good, he's the best guy ever. But he will fuck you. He will just ruin everything in your life if you annoy him slightly. Doesn't sound like a great person. You can't have logic without God, because that would be chaos. Why? Because reasons. And reasons are the most important reasons of all. Ugh. When was the last time you slayed a dragon? Tuesday. Kids falling over is the funniest. It all depends. Kids falling over can be horrifying at the wrong age. And it can be hysterical at the right age. There's still people in the world today who believe in Odin. There's still people in the world who believe in all sorts of shit. There's people who believe in shit that don't make no sense at all. I forgot to move that thing over there. There we go. Okay. Oh, people falling over doing stupid stuff is funny. I quite enjoy a good fail compilation. Mrs. Sick finds them quite hard to watch.
The thing that I tend to like is revenge. When people get karma or comeuppance. Where like somebody's trying to do a prank on somebody and they end up fucking it up and the prank ends up being on them. I love that.
So you don't like people getting hurt for no reason.
Yeah.
But if someone gets hurt from their own stupidity.
Yeah. It's like if you're trying to like ruin someone's day and then your day ends up getting ruined. Good.
Something that we both find quite hard to watch. I don't know how you feel about watching them, but I like watching them, or I feel compelled to watch them is probably the correct term. Like car fucking mistakes and accidents.
Oh, God,
not full on accidents where like someone gets hurt, but where shit gets like really dicey. So
I can't. I try. Oh, it's so. It's like an adrenaline thing, and I'm like,
as long as I know no one was hurt in the end, I like close calls. I don't want to see anyone get fucking cut in half or any of that shit. And people who like that, fucking go see someone. That's not right. That's fucked up. I had this guy fucking show me.
I just went. I went to the cinema to watch Final Destination. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, but that isn't real, is it?
No,
They don't tend to murder the actor.
No, it was very CGI.
I love the concept. I can't remember where I heard it, but they said when they were a kid they thought that it's really really like powerful of these actors to allow themselves to get killed.
Oh my god!
It's like, and then they saw one actor in a different movie and they were like, wait a minute. I live for British and Australian road rage videos, far outclass American. I mean, it is funny watching someone, especially an accented person, say a lot of funnily ridiculous things is always fun. Also, one of the best road rage videos, like someone covering it. I can't remember who off the top of my head, but this guy went completely bananas and then drove through a fair's not the right word. When people all walk along a road and they've got banners and shit.
A parade.
There you go. Yeah, they blocked off all the roads for parade. He went completely berserk, which is where I'm going with this. And then the person showing when they absolutely flip their shit, they put the theme from the Berserk show of 1997 on it. And it's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because we just watched it. So having that just come out of nowhere, oh my god, I nearly died. And no one in that comment section. I saw loads of people just talking about the guy going nuts. It's like, is no one going to mention Berserk? I was so upset. If you're like funny vehicular mishaps, look up the 8'11" bridge. Oh my god, we've seen that. The bridge where every fucking asshole tries to drive under it and they just slice the top of their fucking vehicle off. It's so, like, surely either they've got to be new or you've got to know how tall your fucking truck is. Come on. I mean, they put up signs saying, hey, maybe check. Oof. Oh my goodness. When I was younger, I thought that actors lived inside the DVD and were reenacting the film every time I put... How younger? I hope, like, probably beneath the age of 5.
I used to imagine that. Not DVDs, but, like, you know, on the TV. When I turned the TV off, I imagined that all the actors stopped and just, like, chilled out.
Why is your avatar a knight from the Crusader Times? It's mostly just based on Knights of Lair because I like Vimeo James. The can opener bridge, basically. And it's just, I can't comprehend how someone just can't tell that that's a mistake. I scraped the top off a truck in a parking garage once. Nobody knew. Oh, you didn't. Not off of. Right, I read that wrong. I believe it was a nav error with the bridge having the wrong height on some apps. But if it's written on it, like every time if I drove a big fucking vehicle, every time I saw a bridge, I'd be like, is there any markings on this?
There's a lot of people nowadays though that don't look at road signs. They just focus on the sat navs.
They just they allow their sat nav to tell them everything. Yeah, pretty sure the bridge had an official website where you could buy the discarded truck scraps from. Oh, you could buy them, not buy them. Right? Yeah. Imagine if a scientist found God. They gather the whole world together to hear what they've got to say, and bro just says, being gay makes me feel icky. That would be ridiculous. I'm pretty sure if any deity exists, the whole idea of him giving a single shit what anybody does sexually is fucking ludicrous nonsense. That'd be like watching a fucking ant farm and being upset that some of them are not sexually active in whatever way. I don't know. Do you know what a mind goblin is? It depends.
An imagined goblin. I don't know.
There's like goblin brain. There's goblin mode.
There's goblin D's nuts. Yeah.
Oh my god. Mind goblin D's nuts is already, yeah.
Corny did it as well.
Do you mind goblin these nuts? Never race a low suspension car over speed bumps. Probably just don't take a racing car, like any car with a very, very, very low profile. If it's probably a track car, don't drive it anywhere else. That's what it's for. Sick that God is all knowing. I'm definitely not all knowing. I'm barely knowing what I already know, and that's not much.
He barely remembers what he did this morning.
I don't remember what I did this morning. What the fuck are you talking about? Barely. There was no bears, I don't think, but I could be wrong. I do ride a bear into battle sometimes, you know. It's just the way to do it. My dad flipped over a Chevelle trying to impress a chick as a teenager.
Oh, God.
Dang. One of the funniest fucking... He's not a funny person. It's just funny what he did repeatedly. A guy who was sort of, I think he was about 18 or 19, and he used to work at the pub I was working at. And he was convinced he was the greatest driver in all the known universe. He was just like so fucking just, I'm really good at driving. I'm better than everyone. Blah, blah, blah. He had totaled 3 cars. He'd flipped one of them, squashed another, and I cannot remember what the third accident was, but it was equally fucking stupid and entirely based on his own fucking stupid, just poor driving fucking manners and skills. And yet, and I pointed out to him, 3 cars, and he was like, what do you mean? I was like, 3 cars. How many cars do you think Ayrton Senna has fucking totaled? I mean, there's a good chance it's more, but he's racing actually professionally. Like, how many professional fucking driving tournaments have you just drive it when people are genuinely just high on their own supply? I find it very strange and very, very funny, especially when it's obvious what the fucking problem is. I suck at driving and I hate it. I mean, you would.
I am terrified of driving.
Most people don't like the things that they're not very good at. It's actually, it must be very, very annoying to really, really like something and know you're objectively bad at it. And not just like a bit bad at it, but like completely terrible to the point where you can basically not do it. Many are rented trucks. I'm assuming this is about the bridge, and that makes a shitload of sense.
It does, yeah.
That
They
is...
just don't care.
But you see it sometimes with what are clearly like big rigs. Like, I don't think you can rent a big rig without... I think you need a HVG license or whatever the regional equivalent is. You need some sort of license to drive the really big buggers, and they still get fucking done.
I'm pretty sure if you were to drive like a what's it, 18-wheeler type ones like they have in America.
Yeah.
I think you need a different license
Yeah,
for that
you've
in the
gotta.
UK. Because my dad has a normal truck license.
Yeah, but he needs a... He
But
doesn't just need a driver's license.
No.
Yeah.
You have to have a HVG license.
I also used to think I was Superman and could stop things going full speed if I wished hard enough. Well, you clearly didn't know how Superman's powers worked. Long story short, bro was on a play park roundabout going full speed and went flying.
Yep.
I mean, that is one of his powers, so you got pretty close. You flew.
I'm Superman now.
For about 7 seconds.
No,
and
not
then
even
came
that.
crashing.
Like 3 seconds.
It would have felt like a few minutes, I'm sure. Look up 11.8. The bridge actually has a yeah. We know. Being bad at something and not knowing it, like being a YouTuber. Oh, I'm completely fucking well aware that I'm bad at it. My childhood neighborhood's main east-west road only has one stop sign, where its main north-south road crosses it with a raised hump. We've run that stop sign and gotten some air a few. Oh my god, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea.
One of my understandings is I can't remember what country it is, but they apparently have suspensions so loose and soft that if there's some sort of speed bump, you're better off speeding up and driving over it really fast than you are driving it over slowly, where you like hump about amazingly. I think you're a good YouTuber. You would think that, Oil Toast. I know I am the worst YouTuber, and that's what makes me so fun. I also did a similar thing in my garden dressed as Superman. Flew into a plant plot face first. The plant pot was designed to look like a dum-dum statue from the night at the museum. You have had some adventures as a child. Maybe you just shouldn't be allowed to wear costumes or something.
You put on the costume. With great power comes great responsibility.
Smashes into a pot. We can drive pretty big moving trucks without a commercial driver's license. Like, how big? Like, I can't imagine you can do the like a big rig. But I've seen some of those go through some of those things, and it's fucking embarrassing. The other one is the ones that the back of them like raises up into the air, so they can, I assume, tip whatever they have in out, and someone's fucking forgotten. Oh, that's got to be so bad.
Oh, right, one of those ones, like for carrying like gravel and stuff.
Yeah. Or for some reason, salt comes to mind. I ran half a marathon in a One Punch Man costume. So you, in fact, did it in half a punch.
You're a hero.
Nobody knows who he is. Am I paranoid, or is it my camera? It's all of our camera. Sorry, Daddy, I've been a bad girl. Priest, for the last time, it's forgive me, Father, I have sinned. I've heard that one before, but I always liked it. Not combination vehicles, but tall box trucks under a weight that means nothing to a person who somewhat uses metric.
How many tons is that?
How many bananas is it?
How many bald eagles is it?
Caused a massive egg to appear on my head 1 week later. Egg still there. I tripped in the living room and hit the same area of my head on the wooden part of the sofa. Had a bump on a bump. Oh my fuck.
It's like a cartoon
You're
character.
a champion. Yeah, that's what Oh, has anyone seen the really weird animals before? I've seen a squirrel with a really bulbous, deformed head. Then it got hit by a car. Oh my god. I hope it wasn't your car. So look at that fucking weirdo squirrel. That's fucked up, dude.
8 tons-ish.
That's a lot. Do they call 2,000 British pounds a ton of money? Well, a ton is actually £100. Don't ask me why. £100, yeah. We're very annoying when it comes to how we describe our money. Anyway, that is an hour. The end of that. I need the toilet and to go and like watch some TV or something before bed. So thank you all for coming, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
End.